Okay, good morning. So hopefully that program was fun. Be sure to review that at home so that you get more sense out of it. Today we are going to learn how to, so today is A, we're going to learn how to multiply fraction to whole number, and we're going to learn how to divide fraction to whole number. In terms of the book, this is your 6.1 and 6.2, okay? They are really similar, and therefore I lump them together. Well, first of all, we want to take a look from, so if I have 1/3 times 2, 1/3 times 2, okay? If I would draw this out as picture, 1/3 looks like this. 1 power of a third, okay, plus 1 power of a third. If I were to add this together, you understand that I would end up having 2 power of the third. Understand? Easy to see. And therefore, 1/3 times 2 is same as 1/3 plus 1/3 equal to 2/3. All right. So that's from the graphic representation. We understand that's the way. If I have 2/3 times 4, it's more to draw, but it's the same. 2/3 times 4 means I have 4 of those 2/3. 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3. 2, 3, 4. Looks like peace sign, isn't it? So that's 2/3, 2/3, 2/3, and 2/3. So how many 2/3 do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should have 8 of the 2/3. Sorry, 8 of 1/3. Right? Each of this is 1/3. Sorry about that. So 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay, so I have 8 of 1/3. Of course, I can draw that out. Well, this would be a mixed number of what? 2, and I got 2 left, okay? So I should have 2 of a whole and then 2 pieces left. Let's see if that works. If I were to move this piece over here to here, okay, so that piece go over there, I have 1 whole. If I were to move this piece over here, I have another whole, and this one is gone. So I have 2 wholes and 2/3. Make sense? This is from the graph. We understand this. Of course, I'm going to show you how to do this computationally so that's easier. But we can wait. 1/2 times 3. If that's the case, I would draw 3 1/2s. Okay, so this equals to 1/2 plus 1/2 plus 1/2. And in this case, I should have, if I were to move this piece over to here, I would have a whole. I would have 1 1/2, right? So this should equals to 1 1/2. Over here, I can see I have 3 1/2s. So I'm going to have 3 of 1/2s. This will be 1 1/2. Okay, so this is simply understand it from a graph. I will show you how to compute this, okay? If you're going to compute this, usually you are not going to draw it out. Okay, so 1/3 times 2. What does that mean?
Teachers, please excuse this interruption at this time. We are now starting our immunization clinic with our grade 10 students. Last names beginning from A to C. If you could make your way down to the library seminar room, This is also a reminder to students that the library is closed during the immunization clinic, and that includes access to printers and computers. Thank you.
All right, so to figure this out as a number without graph, this is what I suggest you to do. When you have a whole number, convert it to fraction. Are you listening? If you have whole number, convert it to fraction. So with this, I want you to rewrite 1/3 times 2 over 1. Any whole number, you can write it as 2 over 1. All right? And then you times the top number together, times the bottom number together, and that's your answer. Boom. Okay? Again, this is how you visualize it. But once the number gets complex, you're not going to draw it out. Like, 35 over 50 times 5. You're not going to draw that out. Right? So you need a solution here on the paper. Whenever you have a number, turn it into fraction first. Then you times the top number times the bottom number if you're multiplying them. Okay? If I have 2 times 3 over 4, what do I do? Okay, so again, change the fraction. Sorry, change the whole number to a fraction. Just make it over 1. Does not change a thing. 3 over 4 stays 3 over 4. Then you times the top number times the bottom number. At this point, if you could simplify this, please do. Divide top and bottom by 2. Got 3 over 2. Then that's improper. Turn that into a proper fraction. Do you guys know the process of this from here to here? If not sure, it's 3 divided by 2 goes into 1s. You have 1 left and stop there. Don't go into the decimal. We are not looking for decimal if you are looking for the mixed number. It's 1 and 1 over 2. It goes like that, clockwise. Okay, from the top number, 1 and 1 over 2, and that's your answer. That's how you turn an improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay, you got to know the mechanics. Questions so far? We're moving quickly though, because some of you know this already, but still, to see it from a graph is different. Let's do one of the word questions before we move on. Okay, it says, hello. Can I have you focus over here? Thank you. It says Ron's car used 12 liters of gasoline for 100 kilometer highway driving. Asma's car used 5/6 as much fuel. Does it use more fuel or does it use less fuel? So, with the word problem, please draw it out. So there is a car that goes from here to here, and this is 100 km, okay? And it's gonna use up 12 liters of fuel. This is car number 1. We have car number 2 over here. Let's make it into a cool car, okay? Now this car uses 5/6, a fraction of the fuel, okay? So how much fuel does this second car use for the same distance? All right, so basically we are looking for 5/6 of 12 liters. That comes with a unit. Whenever you have word question, there is a unit, has to be in your answer. So how do we do this? Of means what? Do you remember? Of means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, multiplication. 5/6 times by 12. When you are multiplying whole number to a fraction, turn it into a fraction first. Put it over 1. Then you multiply this out. 5 times 12/6. In this case, I'm not really multiplying out because I see I can simplify this. So I'm not in a hurry to figure out what is 5 times 12. Because I see 6 and 12 could be factored. Could be both divide by 6. Divide by 6 is 1. 12 divided by 6 is 2. My answer is 10. Okay, so this second car only uses 10 liters compared to 12. So my answer is as much car uses 10 liter per 100 kilometer. And Bob's my answer. Question, you need to go? Okay, go. Alright, so that's multiplication part. If you multiply a fraction with a whole number, what you do is turn the whole number into a fraction, and then you know how to multiply fraction. Top number times top, bottom times bottom. Sorry? A new student today. Take a seat right now, and then I will talk to you. You want to sit there?
Also, is it okay if you explain some stuff to her in Chinese?
Of course, yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm just in the middle of the lesson. I will talk to her. Hello, welcome. You want to turn around and face this way, okay? You can sit over there. Alright, part 2. How do we divide fractions to a whole number? Fraction to a whole number. So this part is divide fraction by whole number. Alright, so if I have half divided by 2, I'm going to draw you out what half divided by 2 is. Alright, so if I have half, isn't that half? That's half, right? Divide by 2, so divide by 2 means I'm going to cut this half into 2. And therefore I would have what left? What is this? A quarter. So from the graph I can see that this is a quarter, right? I'll do one more question. How about 6 over 3 divided by 3? Okay, so in this case 6 over 3, it's going to be 3 over 3 and 3 over 3. I'm going to chop this into 3 parts. 3 over 3 and 3 over 3. Okay, if I'm dividing by 3, means I'm going to go this way and then chop this into thirds and only keep one part. Okay, divide by 3. Therefore, I'm just keeping this part. What is the result? So each of this square is 1 in 9, right? So each of this is 1 in 9, and how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I should have 6 part in 9, or this would turn to 2/3. Does that make sense? 2/3. Okay. Do I have 2/3? You see, this as a whole, this would be 1/3, right? This would be 1/3. That's 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bars. That's 1 in 3. 1 part. I mean, this is 1/3, and you also have another 1/3 over here. 1/3 plus 1/3. Hey, we actually have 2/3. All right. So from picture we can see that's the case. However, when you're given more complex questions such as, I don't know, 6 over 25 divided by 3, I'm not going to draw this out. It's crazy, right? So, number-wise, how do we see this? Okay, if you are going to solve a question, this is how you do it. Are you ready? I'm going to redo this again for you. 1/2 divided by 2. previously we're doing this. If you have 1/2 times by 2, I ask you to turn this whole number into what? 2/1, right? So you'll be doing this. If you're dividing to a number, you're going to turn this number into a fraction. This number goes to the denominator. The numerator will be 1. This is what happens. 1/2 divided by 2. You're going to change this to times, okay? You're going to change that to times. This 2 goes to the bottom, and on the top you have 1.
At this time, we are now calling grade 10 students with the last names beginning with D to K to go to the library for information. Thank you.
Okay, so in this case, without the graph, we get the same answer. If you are dividing by 2, change this into times 1/2. Okay, this 2 goes to the bottom of the fraction. You just put 1 on the top. Then you multiply your fraction. All right, I'm going to redo this one for you with this method. 6/3 divided by 3. We know the answer should be 2/3, but how do we get that from number? Okay, so 6/3 times, put that 3 on the bottom, 3/1. Right? And then I will have 6 on the top, 3 times 3 at the bottom. I can simplify this by divide this 3 by 3, it's 1. Divide this 6 by 3, it's 2. I have 2/3. Boom, answer. Okay, let's do one that is slightly more complex. Say 6/25 divided by 3. Okay. I'm going to rewrite my fraction, 6/25. Divide by 3, I'm going to change that to times. Don't put a divide anymore once you do this operation. Divide by 3 is same as times 3/1, and then you can multiply it out. Okay? I can do this in my head, 25 times 3 is 75. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to still write it as 25 times 3, because I also noticed that 3 could simplify with 6. Okay, divide 3 by 3, divide 6 by 3, 2/25 is your answer, done. Okay, again, if this is new for you, if I'm going a little bit faster, go and review the video at home while you're doing your work, okay? So one more word question to finish this lesson, and then you can go work. Right. It says that a pitcher of orange juice is 2/3 full. If your students equally share this juice, what fraction of the full pitcher does the student get? How many students do we have? Can we quickly count? Twenty-one. Okay. So 2/3 full. It does not give us how many. What's the unit in this though? But what's the fraction of the full picture? So we're going to divide this by 21, okay? So you are going to get a fraction of full, right? If it's dividing by 1, then that student would get 2/3 of the picture, right?
The question says it's 4 students.
Does it say 4 students?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see that 4 students. I thought it's if you were students. Okay. So we are just divided among 4 students. Such a small class then. Anyways, we got 2/3. By the way, read your question. Take your time. Otherwise, you're going to make some mistake on Mr. Chen, okay? What do I do by divide by 4? What do I change this into? Matthias, are you listening? Were you listening? What do I do with this? Change this to times 1/4. Okay? If you are dividing a whole number, put that whole number at the bottom of the fraction, put 1 on the top, and then you multiply it out. Okay? I'm not in a hurry to write 12 at the bottom. I'm just going to still write 3 times 4, put 2 on the top, because I noticed that 2 and 4 could simplify. 2 divided by 2, 4 divided by 2. The answer is 1/6. So each of the 4 students get a 1/6 of the full picture. All right, so that is it to the lesson. I will stop the recording.